Level 1. The headset click. The call comes in, and there's a half-second of silence before anyone speaks. That half-second is the loudest part of the job. Your brain hasn't heard a word yet, and it's already bracing. Because silence on this line has meant everything from a wrong number to somebody's worst day. You say the line you've said 10,000 times. 911, what's your emergency? Your voice comes out flat and professional. Nobody on the other end can hear your stomach just dropped a little, and that's exactly the point. Level 2, the voice mask. Whatever is happening on the other end, your voice cannot follow it. Someone's screaming. Someone's crying. Someone's going quiet in the worst possible way, and your voice has to stay level through all of it, like a metronome that refuses to notice the song fell apart. This is the emotional labor, the same muscle a flight attendant uses during turbulence, except yours gets used on things turbulence never comes close to. You're not hiding your emotions. You're storing them, and storage isn't the same as disposal. Level 3, the information triage. Somebody's yelling an address that doesn't exist. Panic scrambling the words before they leave their mouth. You pull a real location out of a sentence that barely qualifies as one, while asking questions that sound almost cruel in the moment. Is he breathing? Is there a weapon? How old is a child? Your brain runs 2 processes at once. Comfort them enough to keep talking. Extract enough facts to send help. Most jobs don't require you to be a machine and a human in the same 60 seconds. This one does, every single call. Level 4, the dispatch dissociation. Somewhere around your 3rd bad call to shift, something in your brain flips a switch. You stop hearing person. You start hearing case. Not because you're cold, because if you processed every call as a full human tragedy in real time, you would not make it to lunch. This is dissociation doing exactly its job, protecting you from a workload your nervous system was never built to survive at this volume. It works. It also means you drive home some nights not entirely sure which version of yourself just spent 8 hours in that chair. Level 5, the silence after the call ends. The call disconnects. Whatever just happened is now over on your end, completely and instantly. No debrief, no slow fade out, just a click, and the next call is already lighting up on the board. You don't get closure. You get a cue. Your brain, which desperately wants to know how that call turned out, almost never gets to find out. That not knowing sits there, unresolved, when a hundreds of open loops your mind keeps running in the background. Level 6, the hypervigilant commute. You drive home, and your brain doesn't clock out with you. Every siren makes your chest tighten slightly, wondering if it's related to a call you took. Every ambulance makes you flinch just a little before you can stop it. This is hypervigilance. Your nervous system staying on alert long after the threat is gone, trained by repetition that emergencies can appear from anywhere, with zero warning. Off duty doesn't mean off alert. Your body never got that memo. Level 7, the normal conversation gap. Someone asks how your day was. You say fine. You're lying, not maliciously, because the honest answer doesn't fit inside a normal conversation. Nobody wants the real version at dinner. And honestly, you don't want to relive out loud either. This creates a strange loneliness, not because you lack people around you, but because the biggest thing that happened today is the one thing you can't talk about with any of them. You go quiet, not from sadness, from translation failure. Level 8, the numbness creep. Somewhere around month 8 or 9, you notice something. Calls that used to shake you barely register anymore. You used to think about a bad call for hours. Now you hang up and move to the next like nothing happened. You tell yourself this means you're finally good at the job. It might also mean you've gone numb to things a person probably shouldn't be numb to. And the scary part is you can't always tell which one it is from the inside. Level 9, the bad night replay. Then one call breaks through anyway. It always does eventually. You go home, lie down, and your brain replays it uninvited, word for word. The exact moment the voice on the other end changed. This is intrusive memory. Your brain trying to process something it never got the chance to in real time, because real time only gave you 60 seconds and an immediate next call. Now, at midnight, it finally gets its turn. Level 10, the identity fracture. At some point, you realize you become 2 people sharing one body. The version that sits in that chair, steady and unshakable no matter what comes through the line. and the version everywhere else, still trying to figure out how to feel things at a normal volume again. The dispatcher persona was built for survival, and it works exactly as designed. The trade-off is the switch between those two versions gets harder to find the longer you do this job. Level 11, the quiet toll. Here's what this job actually costs, the part that never shows up on a paycheck. Every call you didn't get closure on. Every siren that still tightens your chest years later. Every dinner where you said fine instead of the truth. It compounds slowly, silently, the same way debt does, except this currency is nervous system bandwidth, and there's no minimum payment that stops it building. That's what nobody warns you before you take this job. You don't just answer the phone. You absorb whatever's on the other end of it, call after call, year after year, and eventually realize the job was never about staying calm. It was about learning to carry things you were never given permission to put down. If you ever worked a job like this, tell them thank you in the comments,